Hello, I hope you are fine wherever you're watching me from. Welcome to lesson number 39. In our previous lesson, we were looking at the types of joints whereby we were able to realize that there is the movable joints, immovable joints, and the gliding joints. In this lesson, we're going to look at the types of muscles, whereby we have three types of muscle. That is the skeletal muscle, the smooth muscle, and the cardiac muscle. Let us check and see. We're going to see where these muscles are found and the roles that they play. The first muscle is the skeletal muscle. When you look at the muscle, it appears like a bundle of fibers which have been placed together. Remember, this is the muscle that is always attached to the skeleton, hence the term the skeletal muscle. This skeletal muscle comprises of some blood capillaries in them. It comprises of some blood vessels in them. Let me see if I can zoom in so that you can be able to see the blood vessels. This part, these parts that are blue in color, these blue parts, I hope you can be able to see them. These blue parts, they represent the blood capillaries, and we have the muscle fiber. The muscle fiber is here, this one here, this one here. And within the muscle fiber, there is a smallest unit which is referred to as myofibril. Myofibril is this part here, and it is very small. It is unicellular, and that myofibril is now known as the functional unit of a muscle fiber, since it is the smallest and it is performing a very important role. The function of this muscle is to facilitate the locomotory processes through contraction and relaxation. Remember, since they are attached to the bones, then they may contract and relax to facilitate this process. They are also known as the voluntary muscle because they work together with the brain, so that when someone wants to do anything else, you must think about what you want to do, then you will go ahead and do it. For example, I need to move my arm from the lower side to the upper side. Then that one has included the engagement of the brain in that process. This kind of movement is caused by the fact that my brain has been involved. Then we call that kind of muscle to be voluntary muscle. Voluntary muscle is the muscle that work in coordination with the brain for an individual to do something. These muscle fibers appears to be striated. The word striations here refers to some small thread-like structures or small lines which can be seen. I hope if I'll zoom into this, you'll be able to see some striations in them. These are some small lines which are crossing this muscle fiber. That is what we are calling the striations. These lines here, there are some lines which are visible. We call them the striations. The muscle fiber also comprises of the smallest part. This part here, we call it the myofibril, which is a functional unit of a skeleton, the skeletal muscle, and it is comprising of some cells in them as well. The second category of the muscle is referred to as the smooth muscle. The smooth muscle is named so because it is its role is to facilitate smooth movement of substances along the tubular structures. And it's found in the tubular visceral organs, and such organs may include the blood vessels, the urinary tract, the respiratory tract, and the reproductive tract. All these tracts here, including the alimentary canal, comprise of the smooth muscle. This is to enable smooth movement of substances across them. not across but along them. This is a diagram of the smooth muscle. I hope you are able to see it here. It is made up, it makes up the smooth muscle comprised of cells that are smooth, that are referred to, that are having a spindle shape, and that is what distinguishes the smooth muscle from these other types of muscle. It lacks striations, hence they are said to be smooth. Striations are just some lines which are crisscrossing within the muscle, and they are not present in the smooth muscle. The smooth muscle are innervated by the automatic part of the nervous system. Hence, they are referred to as involuntary. We say something is involuntary when you can't decide not to do something that has already started within a biological entity. For example, if maybe during the process of urination, you can't undo the process of urine elimination from the body once it has started, because it is involuntary. Once it has started to let out, you can't take it back. Unlike the others, such as the use of the skeletal muscle, whereby you can decide to maybe do something to avoid doing something that you had already started. Maybe you are moving your arm to a certain direction, then you decide to move it back. That is now a voluntary muscle at work. But for involuntary, you can't you can't undo something that you have already started doing. The other type of muscle is referred to as the cardiac muscle. The cardiac muscle comprises of it appears to be like it appears to be wire netted. When you look at it, you may think that it is a wire mesh. There are so many small perforations, small striations rather, which move along and across the muscle fibers. And when you look at them with a very close range, they appear to be like a muslin cloth or maybe a small wire netted structure. They are found in the heart, hence they are termed the muscles of the heart, or the heart muscle. Each region is thickened by some intercalated discs. Let me see if we can be able to find where the intercalated discs are. The intercalated discs are these dark structures here, which are visible. I hope you are able to see the intercalated discs. They are here. They are these dark structures which are found on it. They contract and relax without nerval stimulation, hence they are said to be myogenic. They work on their own. They do not engage the nervous system for them to perform their function. And that is why, even when an individual is asleep, maybe an individual is not sober, the heart continues to perform its function as usual, and it may not be able, it may not do that, it may continue doing that without fatigue. And they also have more mitochondria to provide them with a lot of energy to enable them perform the process of pumping of blood without getting fatigue, The process of fatigue refers to the process whereby an individual a part of the body becomes tired. That marks the end of lesson number 39, and I hope that you will still join me in the lesson number 40, which I'm yet to handle in the next few minutes. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you have learned something, and I would still request that that as you watch this, you don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.